Good afternoon here from Monin Park on the University of Massachusetts Boston campus in Boston, Mass. We welcome you to non-conference baseball action today. It's the 7th-ranked Endicott College Gulls and the UMass Boston Beacons. Hello, everybody. My name is Joe Braverman, bringing you the action on this cold, overcast day. We will get you game time temperatures and all that, but first, Endicott's going to take the plate first. Let's meet their starting lineup. Batting first is number 16 out in right field, Joseph Millar, followed by Natrangelo, the left fielder, in first. Wadkowski is the second baseman third. The cleanup hitter Gabowski is at third base. Batting fifth is Nardoni at first. McDougal is the DH. He'll bat sixth. Fran Martino at center. Bats seventh. Barbieri is the catcher, batting eighth. And batting ninth is the shortstop, Liponis. And they will be squaring off with Ross Dexter on the mound, number 22, the sophomore from Milton, Massachusetts. Comes into today with 5 appearances with a record of 1-1 and a 3.48 ERA. Last time out, got the victory over Castleton on March 24th, went 5 1/3, 6 hits, gave up an earned run, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Defensive assignments look like this from first to third. It's Palma, Blake, Zarilli Jr., and Metzdorf. In the outfield, left to right, Duco, Morrison, and Gavea. And doing the catching for Dexter is Carlos. So here goes Endicott leading it off. It is Joseph Millar, the graduate student, 5'9", 175 from Lake Apatacon, New Jersey, and he looked at strike one. We are underway. Beacons come into today at 12-6, overall LEC record of 4-0. And that second pitch is fouled off, but out of play over the Endicott dugout. Count will move to 0-2. Or on the year, you saw a .288 hitter, no runs, 9 runs batted in. Walked 8 times, struck out 8 times. 21 hits and 73 at-bats. 0-2 delivery from Dexter. Fouled off into the protective netting. Dexter, the hard-throwing right-hander. 6'3", 220 pounds. Again, the 0-2. Inside, and he lays off for ball 1. Gulls come in, as mentioned, 7th ranked nationally, right in front of the UMass dugout. Fouled away. They are the defending Commonwealth Coast Conference champions, and they come into today winners of 6 straight, sitting at 16-3 overall, 4-0 conference record. Here's the 1-2 delivery from Dexter. High pop-up, and it looks like it's going to get out of play once again. Really good plate discipline here from Millar, making Dexter work for the first batter of the game. As mentioned, it's an overcast and a cold day here. You have everyone bundled up, all the players in the long sleeves. Maybe occasional drizzle now and again, but no real threat of rain. 1-2. Inside, and it got him. Got him on the elbow. Of course, as mentioned, on a cold day, that is going to sting a little bit more. Millar did have the protection over on his right elbow. So he'll make his way over first on the hit by pitch. That at-bat started 0-2. Millar just kept fighting off the pitches. That was a 7-pitch at-bat. He gets himself over to first. Now the trainer's just going to come out and quick check. Second man up. Nicholas Notarangelo. junior outfielder from Taunton, Mass. And Millar looks to be okay. He'll stay in the game. Millar on the base path does have one stolen base. Here is Notarangelo, the 260 hitter. 3 home runs, 17 runs batted in. 20 hits, 8 of them being extra bases. 1-0 the count to the left fielder. Alma holding Millar over there at first. That one tails inside, gets in there for strike one. One and one the count. Dexter throwing back, and it hits the runner Millar. He's in there safely, though. Game time temperature today, 41 degrees. Nothing but overcast skies. A high pop-up out of play. Wind right now is making it feel like 34 degrees. It's moving from right to left. 1-2. Outside. Count goes even. Dole's going with 2 lefties right out of the box. Against the righty. Throw, and it hits Millar again. That's going to get away. And he's going to tag, and he's going to go for it. Throw over to second is high off the glove, and he is in there safely. That is going to go down as an error on Dexter on the throw. The ump and the manager, Brian Haley, talking things over. So already the Gulls with a runner in scoring position. Doing in your scorecard, that's E1. Dexter struggling right out of the box. Here's the 2-2. And that's in there for strike 3. Froze him on the inside corner. And Notarangelo goes down on strikes for out number 1. Dexter into today's game. 1-1. 22 strikeouts on the year in his 5 appearances. First pitch swinging goes Watkowski. An easy play for the left fielder Morrison. He makes the play. There's 2 out. So Watkowski goes first pitch swinging on that one. Dexter might be able to hold this early damage off. They'll bring up Kyle Grabowski, junior from Westfield, Mass. For third base today. Gulls go 2 lefties and 2 righties, and that is a diving stop, knocked down, but it's going to get into the outfield. Millar is going to come around from second to score, and the Gulls take a 1-0 lead. Real tough play for Zerilli Jr. out there. He dove it and went off of his glove. That should go down as a single and an RBI. Grabowski went into today. 321 hitter, gets his 21st RBI of the season. Now the first baseman Nardoni stepped up to the plate. And runner is going, pitches in the dirt, no throw from Corliss. And Grabowski is in there standing up. Jake Nardoni, the senior, 6'2", 205 pounds from Wakefield, Massachusetts. A .324 hitter, 5 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch, 1-1 the count. So far, the hit by pitch is the big damage. That hits the inside edge. Count goes to 1-2. Dexter looking to limit the damage off of the opening hit by pitch. And now timeout called. Dexter on the set. 1-2. Grabowski shading at second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Dexter gets 2 strikeouts in the inning, but the Gulls do pick up a run. And after one, it's 1-0 Gulls. And the Beaks are going to make their way up to the plate. Here is their starting 9. Looks like this. Leading it off is the designated hitter, number 19, Nick Farnese, followed by the third baseman, Drew Metzdorf. He bats second. Number 3 man is Aiden Blake. He's at second today. At cleanup is the first baseman, 27, Nick Palma, followed by Gianni Zerilli Jr. over at short. He'll bat fifth. The 6th man in the lineup is the catcher, Craig Corliss. Number 7 is the 7th center fielder, Joey Morrison, followed by number 5, Chris Duco. He bats 8th, and rounding it out is Justin Gavea in right field. He will bat 9th. And your starting pitcher for the Endicott Gulls is wearing number 31 today, Brady Stewart, the freshman righty, 6'2", 190 pounds, from Hudson, Massachusetts. Come in today with 5 appearances, 3 starts, with a 2.0 record and a 2.33 ERA. And your defensive alignment looks like this from first to third. You have Nardoni, Wadkowski, Leponis, and Grabowski. From left to right, it's Notarangelo, Fran Martino, and Millar. And doing the catching for Stewart is Barbieri. We'll see how the Beaks are able to respond. They fall behind 1-0 very early on. Farnese is going to get it started in just a few moments. By the way, our umpires today at home plate is Ronaldo Cockrum, and our base umpire, Jeffrey Merzel. So here's Farnese making his way up to the plate, the .357 hitter, the freshman from Farmingdale, New York. Righty against lefty, and the first pitch is ball 1. Stewart in his last game, back on March 29th versus Southern Maine, 2-0 now the count. Had a no decision that one, went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. That was a victory for the Gulls. 3-0 now the count. Stewart is working in a hurry, really going to be on your toes. And Farnese takes all the way for strike 1. A blowout victory for Endicott against Southern Maine, and that just misses outside for ball 4, so lead-off walk here for the Beaks. So in both innings, the leadoff man has reached. And now the third baseman, Drew Metzdorf, makes his way to the plate. Metzdorf, .339 hitter. 1 home run, 10 runs batted in. That pitch tails inside for strike 1. Beaks last time out was yesterday a doubleheader against Western Connecticut State. Swept both games 8-7 and 8-3. That one fouled away over the dugout of UMass Boston. Count quickly moves to 0-2. Dorf has 21 hits and 62 at-bats. 9 extra base hits. Swing and a miss on a straight fastball. First strikeout for Stewart. And there's one out in the inning. Farnese holds at first, and now the second baseman, Aiden Blake, will make his way up. Blake is the leading hitter for the Beaks, .369 average. 1 home run, 16 runs batted in. Got a .631 slugging percentage. That one in the dirt. Good block there by the catcher, Barbieri. Farnese has not attempted a stolen base yet this year. Throw over to first. Blake, the senior, 6 foot, 190 pounds from Lakeville, Mass. Looked at a ball outside. Both teams right now in their respective conferences sitting pretty. Endicott first in the CCC. Mass Boston currently second in the LEC. Swing and a miss. 2-1 now the count. First baseman Nick Palmo currently on deck. Now time is called. Two and two now the count. Stewart slowing the pace just a little bit. And Farnese takes off, and that swung out into left field. And the diving play is dropped. And the umpire says no. And a little underhanded throw to second, not in time. So the hit and run was on. Farnese makes it into second. And Blake reaches at first. As Notarangelo dove for it, had it in the glove, but could not survive the ground. So we'll have to see. I believe that should go down as a hit. Now the lefty Palma makes his way up with 2 on and 1 out. Palma looked at ball 1. We're looking over. Here's the 1-0. Catches the outside edge. 1-1 now the count. That last play does go down as a hit for Blake. Palma swings out to center field, but back on it and making the play is Fran Martino for out number 2. Runners are hold. See if Gianni Zerilli Jr. try and get some offense going with 2 outs here. Zerilli Jr. with the .314 average. 1 home run, 19 runs batted in. That one in the dirt, and Farnese gets his way over to third. So aggressive on the base paths are the Beaks. Now runners are on the corner. That one got away from Barbieri for just a moment. just missing down low. There's a little bit of a groan there from the Endicott dugout. They thought it hit the zone. 2-0 from Stewart. Tails inside, but misses again. Count now at 3-0. Really Jr., 6 foot, 185-pound senior. South Glastonbury, Connecticut. And that one misses for ball 4, and now the bases are loaded. Second walk given up by Stewart today. That'll move Blake over to second. The Really Jr. gets over to first, and now possible damage here for the catcher, Craig Corliss. Corliss, a .302 hitter. 14 RBIs on the year, including 1 homer. That gets in there for strike 1. Corliss had a great game, too, yesterday in the doubleheader against Western Connecticut. Went 4 for 5 with a double. 2 RBIs. That curves in there. Count moves to 0-2. Would be a great response for the Beak if they could get 1, maybe 2 runs out of a base hit here for Corliss, their catcher. 0-2. Fastball fouled away. That one was tailing to the outside. Corliss stays alive in this one. This will be the 25th pitch of the inning here for Stewart. These slow things down when runners hit the base. At the high grounder to the shortstop. Throw over to first is in time as Laponis makes the throw and Stewart gets out of a bases-loaded jam. And we head to the top of the second with the Gulls on top, 1-0. So big escape there for Endicott as the Beaks leave the bases loaded. Stewart, though, those 25 pitches in the inning. Now Dexter, who's currently sitting at 18 pitches through 1 inning. Only having to face 5 batters, though. Gulls will have the DH McDougal, Fran Martino, the center fielder, and Barbieri, the catcher, due up. That's number 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup. Mention it's a very overcast day. Only a few miles from here, they're playing baseball at Fenway. Red Sox and Pirates playing their series finale. Sox looking to avoid that sweep. And it's currently 4-0 Pittsburgh in the middle of the 7th. Try and get a team playing in Boston, try and get the victory. Not looking good early on, down 1-0. So here goes McDougal, the catcher. Danny McDougal, the sophomore from Taunton, Mass. Playing in his 16th game. He's a .393 hitter. That one's outside for ball 1. McDougal, .393, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. He swings and hits the grounder over to Zerilli Jr. Throw is a little bit low, but an easy play for Palma. And there's out number 1. Dexter would love a quick inning here. Now Joey Fran Martino makes his way to the plate. His 13th game 5 hits and 27 at-bats, hitting 185. 980-pounder from North Reading, Mass. He looked at ball one. Nothing but ones across the board last inning. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. RBI single for Grabowski is the difference right now. 2-1 now the count. Fran Martino. That's fouled away to the back into the protected netting. 2-2. Almost an obligation between these two. Your center fielders have to be named Joey. High pop up to the right side, now to play. Fielders giving chase, but that goes out of the park. You have Joey Morrison for the Beach center. Joey Fran Martino up here at the plate for the Gulls. Fran Martino, the last time the Gulls played yesterday against Suffolk, went 1 for 1 with an RBI and 2 walks. Also has a stolen base to his credit. Count is now full at 3-2. Again, this is a Gulls team that is ranked 7th nationally. High pop up to the right side. It might stay in play. Palma chasing after it, but Blake, second baseman, comes over and makes the play for out number 2. Now, catcher, who's probably going to be talked about today, Barbieri. Not necessarily stats or anything like that, but the fact that it's 41 degrees, feels like mid-30s, and he's out there in short sleeves. Very impressive. Braving the elements. And he looked at ball one. Thomas Barbieri, the senior catcher, Cranston, Rhode Island. Playing in his 14th game of the year, hitting .273. Breaking ball, tails in, but high. Now I'll move to 2-0. Be the number 9 man, Laponis. Barbieri can reach. He fouls it away to the third base side. Hector, meanwhile, working at near 30 pitches. Currently sitting at 27. This is number 28, which is low for ball 3. Endicott got a 4-3 win in extra innings. Last time they had played yesterday in Suffolk. Outside for ball 4. First walk given up by Dexter today. And Gulls looking for a possible 2-out rally to extend the lead. See if TJ Laponis can do anything about it. Comes in today, .265 hitter, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs. That's in there for a strike. Laponis, the freshman. 18 hits and 68 at-bats. Only 1 extra base hit, though. And that is ripped over to Zerilli at shortstop. He'll throw over to second. For the force, and the side is retired. And the Gulls go quietly here in the top of the second. They still lead it 1-0. Let's look at the scoreboard around the LEC, see what's going on in the world of baseball. It's Western Connecticut State at Manhattanville College. That first pitch is in less than an hour. And also Castleton are at Williams. They'll also get their first pitch started at 4 p.m. So for the Beaks, it's number 7, 8, 9 here in the lineup. Morrison, Duco, and DeVea. Get back to Brady Stewart. Again, Stewart threw 25 pitches in that first inning. So far, 0 runs to show for it. Beaks had the bases loaded, but could not bring anyone around. Again, won't be able to see it, but you see the catcher, Barbieri, again, short sleeves. I don't know how you do it on a day like today. Of course, credit to our production team out there. Got a couple of camera operators braving the element. Now Joey Morrison's going to lead it off, the lefty hitter. Freshman from Sandwich, Mass, 5'9", 180 pounds. Morrison struggled in the doubleheader. That one high into the backstop. Morrison went 1 for 5 with 2 strikeouts and a run in game 1. Then he went 0 for 2 in game 2. Eventually was pinch hit for by Duco. That just misses. Count is 2-0. On the year, Morrison a 286 hitter. Been able to use his speed when he's gotten on base. And he'll get to do it here as he draws a walk for ball 4. That's the 3rd walk given up here by Brady Stewart so far in the first 2 innings. Have to see if it comes back and bites them. Go to Duco now, the left fielder. Morrison is 2 for 2 in stolen bases, and he's going to show bunt. He pulls back as that pitch is outside. And for the fastball, that's 5 straight balls, and now time is called. We'll get a meeting at the mound. As Stewart is having a really hard time locating the zone. By the way, the head coach, Brian Haley, in his 16th season. Associate head coach, Harry Oranger. And assistant coaches, Frank DeFelice, Steve Busby, and Ryan Gallagher. Probably trying to settle things down here for Stewart. Duco, the senior outfielder from Dedham, Mass. Playing in his 12th game. Duco showing bunt again. He pulls back, and the count is 2-0. That's now 6 straight balls thrown here by Stewart. And there's a strike that ends that streak. Duco pulling back on the bunt. Gonna stay committed, though, to it. "32 pitches here for Stewart. That one fouled back. He was taking all the way. Morrison with a pretty sizable lead. You'd have to say over at first. And he's taking off. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Here's the throw down, and Morrison is safe. He stayed on the bag somehow, and he overslid it. Now here comes Haley once again out to argue. Morrison looks a little bit just trying to walk it off again. Very cold out there. So they tried to strike him out, throw him out, only got the strikeout. Haley's just getting an explanation here as to why the call was safe. Morrison sits over now in scoring position, second straight inning. Haley obviously disagreeing with the call. Trying to argue maybe for hitter's interference or that Morrison came off of the bag. Now the number 9 man, Nick Gavea, has a chance to do some damage. Just Gavea, the freshman from Dartmouth, Mass. Ball 1. Might be a strategy here for the lineup here for the Beak. Try to work that count. Really make Stewart work and attack. 1 out in the inning, 1-0. Gulls lead on top of the Beaks. That's a high chopper towards the second base side. Reaching over and throwing. And in time, just barely, as Wadkowski just got the throw over on the high chop. Morrison does make his way over to third. So he's over at third, 2 outs in the inning. Back to the top of the order with Farnese. He walked his last time up. That was going to be a really close play. Gavea was charging. It looked like half a step he beat him by. The 1-0. High pop-up behind home plate and out of play. Count moved to 1-1. The 2 games against Western Connecticut State, they left a combined 21 runners on base. Still managed to get 16 runs out of it combined. 1-2 now the count. Mustered 25 hits in the doubleheader sweep. Just missing the zone. 2-2. Tried the slider on that one. Stewart on the set, 2-2. And that's ripped down the first base line, but fouling out of play. Stewart now at over 40 pitches. This will be number 41 on the 2-2 to Farnese. The set and the delivery. In there for strike 3. Got him on the slider. And Stewart again worked out of the jam. Beaks leave 1 on base. And the Gulls still lead 1-0. So far, the Beaks have gotten runners in scoring position. If you're doing that math, RSIP, so far 2 through 2 innings. And 4 runners left on base. Dexter will make his way back to the mound. Looking like, again, we're going to see a pitcher's duel. Of course, that's what we saw in the last action here on the Beacons Broadcast Network, presented by LEC TV. Softball with an exciting doubleheader sweep. They were able to knock off Emerson College. Got some rallying action. Lauren Bethea with a big home run in Game 1 to tie things. Haley Tilbury with what was ruled as a single, and then coming all the way home to score on a fielding error by the right fielder. Then we're able to come back from down 4-0 to win 5-4 in their last at-bat. Second to last at-bat, I should say. This will be the top of the order here for Endicott to get things started. Millar He was hit by a pitch and has the lone run scored for Endicott. Take strike one from Dexter. One and one now the count for Millar. Dexter sitting at 36 pitches. That one's fouled right in front of us. I did see a little flinch there from our producer, Michael Vesky, running across with the camera, taking photos here. We have the detective netting. Of course, you're not going to flinch if it's right at you. Millar down 1-2 here in the top of the third. Here's the 1-2. Down low. Locked down by Corliss. 1-2. At the high pop-up down the left field side, and foul as it went to the left of the foul pole. And it looked like if it was fair, it was going to get extra bases. Now remains at 2-2 here for the right fielder. Again, Endicott on a 6-game winning streak. That's ripped once again right behind us. They're on the set. 2-2. That's grounded towards second base side and through into center for a base hit. Millar has reached now in both his plate appearances. The second hit of the afternoon for the Gulls. And another runner on base. Runners have reached base in all 3 innings here for Endicott. Now Noto Rangelo, the left fielder, will come up. He struck out last time up. Throw back over to first. Millar is safe. Millar, we mentioned it, only 1 stolen base on the year. Endicott as a team has stolen 36 bases. They've been caught 6 times. High chopper towards Blake. He's just going to throw over to first. Like, wasn't hit hard enough to turn the double play. Millar gets over to second. There's 1 out in the inning. 4-3 on the ground out. Bring up Wadkowski. He flew out to left field his last time up. And Wadkowski's having a great year. Hitting .426. Robbie Wadkowski on the year, a .426 hitter, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs. Got 10 extra base hits of his 23 total. That one gets in there for a strike. 1-1 now the count. Wadkowski in the last game against Suffolk did struggle. He went 1 for 5 with a strikeout in their 4-3 extra inning win. 1-1. Breaking ball tails in there. Count goes to 1-2. If anything, Dexter has been throwing strikes here. Only 1 walk allowed, 2 strikeouts. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down on the strikeout, number 3 on the afternoon for Ross Dexter, and there's 2 outs in the inning. That fastball just blew right past them. Nothing but a heater there. And now Kyle Grabowski trying to keep things going here with 2 outs. He got the lone RBI, the RBI single back in the first. See if maybe he can do it again. He's got a runner on second. That's Millar. Dexter coming up on 50 pitches here through his first 3 innings of work. That tail's in there. 0-2. Will be pitch 49 here for Dexter. Can see guys in the bullpen. They're loosening, but no real threat to come into the game. Probably to stay warm with cold weather. Just misses the outside edge. And the count goes to 1-2. A lot of fastballs here in this at-bat. Dexter on the set, trying to get out of another jam. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, tailing to the outside. That's back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning as Grabowski went chasing. And so far, the Beaks are holding the number 7 team in the nation to a 1-0 lead. Let's take a look at the sneak peek at the Beaks for this upcoming week, as we've got a bunch of teams with a bunch of activity coming up. Outdoor track, got an all-day event tomorrow at Regis College. You can keep track of it on the UMass Boston Athletic webpage. Softball has a conference doubleheader at Keene State tomorrow. First game will start at 2, and then a few minutes after that game ends, they'll play it again. Men's tennis has a meet at Curry College. That'll start at 3. And baseball will be on the road at Roger Williams. So if you're doing it for the Beacons baseball team here, they have played 4 games, or they will have played 4 games in 3 days. Of course, obviously, weather permitting, there is rain in the forecast, so we'll see if they can get the games in. But meanwhile, Brady Stewart returns to the mound here for the Gulls with his team up 1-0. He'll get the top of the order due up here. Sorry, I get the number 2 guy. Read that wrong. Metzdorf, Blake, and Palma. There goes Drew Metzdorf. He struck out his last time up. As we begin the top of the 3rd. Breaking ball gets in there for strike 1. Beaks have had runners. They've had base runners. But they've both gotten to 3rd. And haven't gotten that final 90 feet. 1-1 the count to Metzdorf. Saw it there, 339 hitter. And that gets in and it hits him. Saw he tried to lean out of the way, and Metzdorf looked like he took it on the bicep there. I'll bring up the second baseman, Blake. Blake singled his last time up. Part of that 2-out rally. If Aiden Blake can see the damage. There have been base runners in every inning so far between these two teams. Gulls have 2 hits. Beacons have 1. They have walked 3 times. Total of 5 base runners here. You include Metzdorf, who's sitting at first. 2-0 the count to the second baseman. That one down low, and it's 3-0. And we saw this in that last inning for Stewart. Once he got the runner on base, he had a hard time locating the zone. And you obviously see the pace has changed when you have runners on base versus when the bases are empty. Very quick. The bases are empty. Once you get that runner on, Tries to slow things down. 3-1 delivery. That misses inside for ball 4. That's the 4th walk that Stewart has thrown. Metzdorf will move over to second, and there's 2 on with no out. And now Barbieri, the catcher, wants to have a meeting with his pitcher. Stewart, the first-year player. Stewart has thrown 50 pitches so far. And now timeout is called, and here it comes again. Head coach Ryan Haley. Again, going to come out and try and settle things in. Trying to see, there is action in the Gulls bullpen. Can't get a number, though. It's a little bit far here from home plate. It is a lefty warming up. It looks like trying to get a number is Ian Parent, number 20, warming out there for the Gulls. And it looks like Haley's making the call. He's going to the bullpen. And Brady Stewart's day is done. So let's take a look. So 2+ innings. 2+ inning goes Stewart. He gives up 2 hits, but again, just had a really hard time locating the zone. So we'll get Ian Parent, the senior lefty from Williston, Vermont, into the game. This will be Parent's 4th appearance pitching. He's gone 8 1/3 with 9 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. He got a 3.24 ERA on the year. So Stewart is responsible for Blake at second, or Blake at first, and Metzdorf at second. Again, it was a rough outing for Stewart. Once you get those runners on base, he still does have the 1-0 lead, so he's been able to limit the damage. Good news is for Endicott is they have such a deep roster that they can go to their bullpen early on. So as of right now, Stewart has gone 2+ innings, only given up 1 hit and no runs. He walked 4 and struck out 3. Yeah, it's all about, can the Beaks do anything with runners in scoring position? They've got them there yet again here in the bottom of the 3rd. Parent, the 6-foot, 185-pound lefty. Like he's got a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer, and a breaking ball. At least from what I've seen in him warming up. Now Nick Palma flew out to center his last time up. He gets a base hit that could. And no, he's not going to go for the base hit. He's going for the bunt. He pulls back and looked at ball 1. Well, looks like he's going for the sacrifice here. Alma again showing bunt. Now he pulls back, and he takes strike 1. Beacons are going for small ball here. Again, Palma shows bunt. And he knocks it, or he hits it, but it goes foul to the backstop. Count now at 1-2, so he's got to swing away. You got the shortstop, Laponis, shading second base right now. Swung on and fouled out over the Endicott dugout. Count remains at 1-2. Palma entering today, 358 hitter in his 18 games played. 418 slugging, 436 on base percentage. The 1-2. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. Palma goes down for strike. And there's one out in the inning. If the shortstop Zerilli Jr. can do anything. He walked his last time up. And he's a really 314 hitter. And runners are going. It's a double steal. Throw over to third is in time. It goes into left field. Here comes Metzdorf. He is going to score easily, and the game is going to be tied. Coach Egerbrodt goes for the double steal. Blake gets over to second. And Metzdorf gets over to third. Now he comes around to score on the throwing error from Barbieri. Now Blake, he didn't advance on the thrown ball. Oh, and 1. The count, very aggressive on the base pass. First pitch from Parent. He gets the double steal. That one down low, 1-1 the count. Parent still inherits the runner over at second. That one in the dirt, and it skips out in front. And over to third goes Blake. And that skipped well in front on the infield grass. Now it's the errors that are coming back to hurt the Gulls. Blake goes over to third. It was a good block. But it went so far out in front that Parent, the pitcher, had to come out and try and recover the ball. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 2-2 now the count. Go-ahead run now 90 feet away. It's Aiden Blake. And strike 3 called. That's back-to-back Ks. Zerilli Jr. goes down. There's 2 outs in the inning. Get Corliss, the catcher, up now. Grounded out to short his last time up. Again, Beaks have a runner at third. Can they bring him home? Another breaking ball and it misses. 2-0 now count. The thing for this Beacons team is they have limited the damage from the Gulls early on, so they've kept it close. Strike 1 on the outside edge. Game tied at 1 here in the bottom of the third. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error for the Beaks. 1 run, 2 hits, and an error, and that goes through into left field for a base hit. Blake will score easily, and the Beacons have a 2-1 lead. Craig Corliss rips on that one, goes right into left field, and he gets the RBI single. What a rally here for the Beacons. They finally break through with those runners on base and in scoring position. And they might not be done here as the lefty Morrison makes his way up. He swings and misses at the breaking ball. Morrison was one of those runners that got to third, but could not be brought home. He reached via a walk. That one tie for ball one. So the 2 runs that the Beaks have scored are charged to Stewart. Good block there by catcher Barbieri. Try and get the official line now. For Stewart, he got 2 runs, but none of them earned. That's ball 3. Actually updating the stats. 1 earned run for Stewart. Here's the 3-1. Low and outside for ball 4. And Morrison draws his 2nd walk today. And this Gulls pitching is now finally falling behind to this lineup for UMass Boston. That's the 5th walk by Endicott pitching so far. Bring up the left fielder, Duco. Looked at a breaking ball for ball 1. Duco struck out in the last inning in his last appearance. .286 hitter, and this will be his 6th start today. Now Ian Parent, just like the pitcher replaced in succession Stewart, having a hard time locating the zone. That one's high, ball 3. Maybe you got to start thinking, got to get another arm warming up in the bullpen. But there are no arms that are warming up for the goal. That one catches the outside edge for strike 1. Duco is taking all the way. Corliss at second. Morrison at first. 3-1. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. And the count is full. Runners can get a head start now on the 3-2 count with 2 out. Yeah, Gapper could really blow things up. The 3-2. And Parent backed off. Try and reset here. The 3-2. There go the runners. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Duco goes down. And more runners are left on base. But they do pick up the 2 runs. And they lead it now over the Gulls 2-1. Let's show you some of the plays that happened in that bottom of the 3rd. Let's first show you the wild throw that got the first run of the game. Well, first you see the hit by pitch. There, that started things. There in that inning. Saw it off the bicep. Then you had Blake take ball 4. This is the wild pitch here. Looked like it. You had the third baseman there, Grabowski. He had it. And maybe it just went off of his glove. And then this is the wild pitch that went all the way, nearly all the way up that third base line. Good play by Corliss. Hitting it right where the fielders ain't to get that RBI single. So if you're filling out your box score, it was 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 error to give the Beaks a 2-1 lead. Meanwhile, Ross Dexter returning to the mound. So Endicott returns to the plate. They'll get Nardoni, McDougal, and Framartino the bat here in this inning. Go righty against lefty once again. Dexter threw his first 3 innings of work. Entering this inning, has thrown 50 pitches. As we're here in the top of the 4th. And Nardoni's showing bunt, but he pulls back in time. Pitch ran inside on him. Corliss was appealing, see if it still went, but they both say no. Endicott, huge half inning. Out now 3-0 on Nardoni. See if they respond here. There was error, there were walks, there were hits given up. Wild pitch. That's a high pop-up. See if it stays in play. Corliss tracking it, but that's going to go over the Endicott dugout. The count goes from 3-0 now to 3-2. Dexter doing a good job getting back in this at-bat. Nardoni struck out his last time up, and he strikes out again on a fastball that went outside. And there's one out in the inning. That is the 4th strikeout here for Ross Dexter on the afternoon. Now Danny McDougal makes his way up. He grounded out short his last time up. In the top of the 2nd, I should say. And he looked at a fastball high for ball 1. Dexter's been using a lot of the fastball here. Gotten hitters swing and miss. That is ripped, but foul on the third base side. Actually hits on the BC High football field, which is right next to us here at Monin Park. That slider tails in there. 1-2 the count. That's some really good breaking action. You'd think the grip for these pitchers might be hard. And just missing. Able to hold up in time is McDougal. Saying the grip in these cold temperatures with a little bit of a breeze might make it really difficult. So far, Dexter has had some good control. Here's the 2-2 to McDougal. This is inside. Count again run full. 2nd straight batter that we've gotten to a full count. Full count delivery. That's grounded over to the 2nd base side for Blake. Scooped it easily. Throws on to 1st for out number 2. Nice easy play here. And it looked like the Dexter and the Beaks fielders have really settled down here. Now Framartino back up the bat. Popped out to 2nd his last time up. He looked at the ball outside and low. This would be, if they can get Framartino out, the first 1-2-3 inning of the entire game. Two no now they count Framartino. The junior from North Reading, Mass. Righty against lefty. Fouling out of play. Gulls have left one runner on base in each of their first 3 innings. Only have a total of 2 hits. Check swing, ball to strike. Caught the outside edge, 2-2 now the count. A lot of lefties in this lineup. So far, Dexter has quelled it inside, and once again, we go to full at 3-2. Dexter really working here for this 1-2-3 inning. Three-two. Check swing. He didn't go around. That's ball 4. Good discipline there by Frammartino. The second walk. Second walk here for Dexter. It gets Frammartino over to first. And now the catcher Barbieri comes up. Thomas can bring that runner around. Throw back to first. Having to dive in there safely is Frammartino. Barbieri's a .273 hitter in his 13 games played. And another throwback, and they got him out on the pickoff. Unbelievable. And the inning is over. That happened so quickly. We'll get to the replay on that in just a moment. But first, we want to plug our social media pages. If you need any news or score updates, any highlights, follow our pages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Just search at UMass Beacons for all the latest highlights. Speaking of highlights, what the heck happened on that play? You see Dexter kind of threw off the timing there a little bit. That's what happened on the pickoff. It only set for about a second or two. Not even half a second. And so Frammartino gets picked off. Barbieri doesn't even see a pitch. We'll say tremendous job by our production crew getting all the angles on that one. So it's technically, I guess you could count that as a 1-2-3 inning, as Dexter didn't throw a pitch to the fourth batter. Obviously not a routine 1-2-3 inning. So you can go zeros across the board here. Meanwhile, Ian Parent returns to the mound. Did give up those two runs, but they were charged to Stewart, starter. So Beeks will have the number 9 hitter Gavea start it, followed by Fernacey and Metzdorf. Gavea grounded out to second base his last time up. Gavea in his 10th start of the season, 14th game overall. Hitting .222. 0-1 the count. Out 1-1. The Parent now moving in a hurry. Seems to be a theme here with these Gulls pitchers. That when there's no one on base, they're going to work quickly. They'd be very good in the pitch clock. Breaking ball gets in there. 2-2 now the count. And you're seeing it. They don't even need the 15 seconds that the MLB shows. You might only need 10 for them. Down low, and the count is 3-2. Speaking of the MLB, we do have an official from Fenway. Pirates sweep the Sox by a count of 4-1. Outside, and that's ball 4. I gotta tell you, the plate discipline for these Beacons hitters has been tremendous here this afternoon. They have drawn 6 walks. Gavea gets over to first. Ooh, a little hesitation there from Parent on the delivery to Farnese. The delivery on 1-0. High for ball 2. Farnese so far 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Again, cold, overcast day. Started the day, the temperature was 41 degrees. Felt like it was in the mid-30s with the wind. Curveball in there for strike 1. Gavea, as a base runner, is 1-2. And showing bunt and taking all the way. Strike 2 was Farnese. As a team, Beacons have stolen 28 bases and have been caught 12 times. 28 at 40. Count runs full again at 3-2. The lights are on here at Monin Park. 3-2. At the chopper to the first base side, but foul. Farnese staying alive. On what will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Parent, is sitting at 32 pitches. So this will be number 32. Runners going, swing and a miss on a drop third strike. Throw over to first will get Farnese, so they again went for the hit and run on 3-2. And it's a strikeout, but Gavea gets over to second base. There's 1 out in the inning. Another runner in scoring position for the Beacons. And now Drew Metzdorf, who has one of the 2 Beacons runs scored. He reached on a hit by pitch his last time up. He also has a strikeout from back to the first inning. This would be a big win for the Beaks. Again, this is the number 7 team in the nation in Endicott. That one hits the zone. Count is 1-1. Metzdorf with 10 RBIs on the year. Got a 581 slugging to go along with his 339 average. 1-2 now the count. Gavea sitting there at second. Second baseman Wadkowski shading. Now he goes back. 1-2. Ripped out into left field, but reaching over and making the play is Notarangelo. Gets the line out for 2 outs in the inning. Now the number 3 man, Aiden Blake, who's a big factor in that last inning. He's reached base both times, single and a walk. Of course, he had a great base running play, advancing the third on the wild pitch. Eventually came around to score. At the chopper over to the third base side for Grabowski. Throws over to first, gets it in time, and the side is retired. Beacons held scoreless in this inning, but they still lead it 2-1 as we head to the top of the fifth. And Dexter will make his way back to the mound. He's going to return for another inning of work. So no runs and no hits, no errors. Another runner left on base. That's going to be a big key right now. As so far, the Beacons have left 7 players on base. It'll be the catcher Barbieri, Laponis, and then back to the top of the order for Millar. Meanwhile, for the Gulls, they've left 3 runners on base. And again, we saw this, at least I saw it the last time we were here at the softball field in that doubleheader. The opponent, the other day being Emerson, today being Endicott, got their first run in that first inning, but they have been held in check since then. They've only got 1 hit since that first inning. Barbieri, the catcher, walked his last time up. Only one of 2 walked. For Endicott batters, he swings at the first pitch, hits it high in the air towards left center. Morrison's calling everyone off. He's going to take it, and he gets the 1-pitch 1 out there on the pop fly. That helps Dexter. He's getting up there a little bit in the pitch count. He's sitting right now at 68 pitches. Now the shortstop, Laponis, grounded out short. A fielder's choice. Swings and misses at strike 1. Laponis is a .265 hitter as a freshman. Playing in his 20th game. Top of the 5th here, 2-1 Beacons. Chopper foul over the Endicott dugout. Count is 1-2. The third game, which will be a string of 3 and 4 days for the Beak. They'll be on the road tomorrow. Good hold up there by Laponis. Count 2-2. On the road at Roger Williams tomorrow at 3:30. That one fouled away. Breeze has calmed down just a little bit. Not an insane gust of wind right now. Still moving from right to left. That's a chopper foul. In front of the Endicott dugout. Really working the count here is the number 9 man. Still no action in the Beacons bullpen. They're letting Dexter go until he gets into any kind of trouble. Swing and a miss on the fastball. And down goes Laponis for out number 2 in the inning. 6th strikeout of the afternoon here for Dexter. He has been very effective with the fastball. Now back to the top of the order we go with Joseph Millar. He's reached base in both times of appearing. Got hit by a pitch, had a sink. Outside, ball 1. And all the damage that the Gulls did were back in the first. That's ripped out into left center, and that is going to tail down for a hit. Morrison cuts it off on the slide. Millar heads to second. Now he bobbles it. But Millar's not going to go anywhere. That'll go down as a double. And a 2-out rally on the way, possibly. As Millar is now 2 for 2. That was a good tailing hit. That curved all the way into the gap. Now, possibly Notarangelo with a base hit could tie this game up. Looks at a ball outside. Notarangelo was 0 for 2 with a strikeout here this afternoon. Today, he is a 260 hitter. Can't take this lineup lightly, regardless of what part of the game you're in, whatever kind of deficit it is. That's hit out into left center. Morrison tracking it. He leaps and he can't get it. Millar's going to round third. He will score. Notarangelo gets in there with a double, stand up, RBI double, and the game is tied once again here at 2-2. Back-to-back doubles allowed by Dexter here with 2 outs in the inning, both of those hits coming. And they both were hit at the exact same spot, basically. Tailing into left center and getting all the way to the wall. Now Dexter and Corliss are going to talk things over. Not seeing any action in the Beacons bullpen just yet. Let's take a look at those last 2 at-bats, both of them being doubles as going to get a meeting at the mound. This was the first one here with 2 outs by Millar. Again, tailing into left center. Morrison, luckily no damage with the bobble. And then here is the second one from Notarangelo, the RBI double. Almost the exact same thing. Into left center, a little bit more towards center field. Morrison with a good effort to leap for it. He could not get a glove on it. So Dexter's got the cleanup, or the number 3 man, Watkowski, due up. And he's sitting at 80 pitches. Watkowski 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Possible base hit could give the Gulls the lead back. He swings and misses. That one tailing outside. And back-to-back doubles. Here, this 2-out rally tying the game up. A whole new ball game here in the top of the 5th. One down low. 1-1 the count. Notarangelo has stolen 2 bases, been caught 1. Infield shifting over to the left side. At the high chopper, Dexter gathers it with the glove. Throw over to first is in time, so it looked like it was going to be a nice smooth inning here for Dexter, but unfortunately he gives up back-to-back doubles. And the game is now tied at 2 apiece. Dexter now sitting at 83 pitches, giving up the 2 runs on 4 hits. Beaks will see what they can do. They have gotten base runners. There have been base runners in every part of this game. Here as we get to the bottom of the 5th. Beacons have just been able to find a way to get on base. They only have the 2 hits and the 2 runs, but they've been timely hits. They've been able to draw 6 walks. Also gotten a hit by pitch, which is how they've been able to reach. Ian Parent returns to the mound for the Gulls. He'll face the cleanup man Palma, followed by Cirilli Jr. and Corliss here in the bottom of the 5th. I do see action in the Gulls bullpen. Get you the number and the information for who that might be in just a bit. But for right now, Ian Parent is going to start here the 5th in his 3rd inning of work. Man warming up for Endicott is Chris Jenkins. The righty. Jenkins, the righty out there. There's Nick Palma to lead things off in what is now a tie game after the Beaks led it for about an inning and a half. 0-1 quickly to Palma. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. That one catches the outside edge. He doesn't agree with that one. Just looks into the air and takes a deep breath. Here's the 0-2. Well outside. And Endicott comes into today, winners of 6 straight. Swing and a miss. Palma goes down on the off-speed pitch. Definitely looked like he was fooled on that one. He striked out for the 2nd time today. And there's 1 out in the inning. The 4th strikeout for Parent here today. 7th total by Endicott pitching. And Cirilli Jr. goes first pitch swinging and gets in on a 1-hop. So Cirilli Jr. reaches for the 2nd time today. First hit. And again, another base runner here, and it looks like that was the nail in the coffin, at least in the mind of Brian Haley. Like he's going to make the pitching change. Have to see here. They're going to discuss it. It would be Craig Corliss, the righty, and he's going to stay out there. Coach Haley's going to trust him on a lefty versus righty. Corliss will make his way up. He's 1 of 2. Had a single his last time up. Yeah, this is lefty against righty. Runner on first. 1 out. And Corliss looked at strike 1. Corliss had the RBI hit last time up. Now throw back first. Ooh, good pick there. Over at first by Nardoni. That was fired in there on a 1-hop. It was able to scoop it. So 1. That's down low. But again, really good defense here, Barbieri. Able to pick that one. Down now at 1-1. And there's the pickoff. Cirilli throws over to second, and he is safe. Or did they call a balk? They called the balk on Parent, so he would have hit second anyway. I have seen that for Parent since he's come in. He's had runner at first. He has had a little bit of hesitation. Look at the replay on that to see if it indeed was a balk, but it definitely looked like it. 1-1 the count, runner at second. And that chop to the backstop by Corliss. 1-2 now the count. By the way, every base runner that the Beacons have had in this game have all reached second. Or at least that's how the inning has ended. There's the 1-2 from Parent. That's hit over to the second base side into right center for a base hit. Zerilli Jr. is going to round third. He's going to score easily. Bobble by the center fielder. Corliss is going to hold up, though. He's got his second RBI single of the day. And the Beacons take the lead back at 3-2. So a costly balk there by Ian Parent. And Zerilli had the green light to come home the entire way. And now Joey Morrison. Try and keep things going here with one out. Count is 0-1. Doesn't have a plate appearance. He's walked both times. That's a high pop-up in the shallow center. Coming onto it is Fran Martino. He makes the play. Corliss going to retreat back first. And there's two out in the inning. Now Duco, the left fielder, will come up. Or is this going to be a pinch hitter? And it is. We do have a pinch hitter. It's Mariano Jimenez. Mariano Jimenez, the sophomore from Waltham, Mass. On the year, Jimenez is a .261 hitter. He's got 12 hits in his 46 at-bats. No home runs, 6 runs batted in. One is down low for ball one. So Duco comes out 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. One and one now the count. To Jimenez. Jimenez had and he lines this one into left field for a base hit. Runners are going to advance. Corliss goes to second. So Jimenez comes off the bench. He grabs himself a single. And now it's 2 on with 2 out. I was about to say Jimenez coming off a very struggling doubleheader against Western Connecticut. Game 1, he was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, a run and a walk. Game 2, he was 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. And now looks like pitching changes is coming in. Going to get our third pitcher of the afternoon, and it's going to be Chris Jenkins. Sophomore righty from Mansfield, Mass. He's 6'1", 195 pounds. On the year, Jenkins, this is his... Oh, wait a minute. We actually got a... This isn't Jenkins, I should say. This is number 41, Ian Bagshaw. We initially saw Jenkins warming up to start the inning, but instead they stick with the lefty. They've gone lefty the entire way. So, Kyle Bagshaw, the freshman lefty from Amherst, New Hampshire, 6 foot, 205 pounds, making his 4th appearance. He's 1-1 in 6 innings pitched, giving up 2 hits and 4 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts for an even ERA at 3. So let's show you that balk again in just a moment. Let's show you the balk here from Parent, see if we can figure it out. And yes, he did. He didn't move laterally. He had that leg kick a little bit towards the mound. So it was, Zerilli Jr. was going, but it was initially called a balk. So again, we'll show you the numbers for Bagshaw. Got an ERA of an even 3. He's 7 strikeouts to 2 walks. Bagshaw is going to face the number 9 man, Gavea. So it would be lefty against lefty on this one, which I think obviously is why Coach Haley decided to go with the lefty instead of the righty. Meanwhile, again, the Beacons with a chance to really open the floodgates in terms of scoring. Again, these two teams both undefeated in conference play. This is a non-conference game, obviously. The lineup has to feel good about what they've done with this Endicott pitching. As of right now, Ian Parent is responsible for Corliss at second and Jimenez at first. Meanwhile, Bagshot throws for swinging strike one. That one outside, good pick again by Barbieri. So now, as of right now, Parent is the pitcher who's on the hook in his 2 1/3 inning. That one's in there for a strike. Gavea not agreeing with that one. He shook his head there. 1-2 now the count. Bagshaw on the set. And he's going to throw back to second. Big play there. The shortstop, Laponis, wasn't covering second. Just, I guess, threw it sort of for a head game kind of thing. Thought it was maybe a double steal. We have seen the double steal with 2 strikes. Don't think the Beaks are going to do it here. That one's ripped down the left field line. That'll get down for a hit. Corliss is going to round third, and it goes all the way to the wall. Corliss will score. Here comes Jimenez rounding third. He's going to slide in safely. It's a 2-run double for the number 9 man, Justin Gavea, and it's now 5-2 Beacons. As that hugged that third base line all the way down. He got in there with a stand-up double. Jimenez using that speed, coming all the way around from first. And now back to the top of the order with Farnese. That one inside and nearly hit Farnese. For ball one here in the top of the fifth. Now 5-2, Beacons on top. That one gets in there. 1-1 the count. Get to the official line on Parent, but now the runner at second is Bagshaw's responsibility. A lot of jumping around there from Gavea. That's fouled off by Farnese. 1-2 the count. Lineup here for the Beacons has just been patient with the pitching from Endicott. They've really worked the count. They've just jumped on it. Inside, strike 3. Farnese goes down for the 3rd time, so that's the unfortunate hat trick. But the Beak grab 3 runs and they grab the lead back. And they lead it 5-2. Let's take a look at a couple of plays from that half inning. Take a look at Corliss. This is the RBI single that he got. As he using the opposite field under the glove of the second baseman, Watkowski. And then this is Jimenez on the pinch hit. He grabs the single. Good piece of hitting there, but the big hit right there, right down the line. Justin Gavea. Stand up, 2 RBI double. A great half inning there for the Beaks. So for Ian Parent, he goes 2 1/3, gives up 2 hits. Sorry, gives up 4 hits, I should say. He goes 2 1/3, 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 3 runs, all of them earned. So there is some moving around in the field of play. Jimenez takes over in left field, I should say. And meanwhile, the Gulls are now in a much bigger hole they were. First pitch swinging there by Grabowski, and he grounds out to short for the first out of the inning. 6-3 put out there for the top of the 6th. Again, Dexter back on the mound here. As of right now, he's sitting at 84 pitches. Goes Nardoni now back up to plate. Oh, we actually have a pinch hitter, looks like here. This is Dylan Pacheco. They're just sorting everything out. Thought it was Nardoni, but instead. So Pacheco, Jr., 6 foot, 200 pounds from Dartmouth, Mass. Ball 1 to Pacheco. On the year, this is the 14th game for the junior. He got 7 hits and 42 at-bats for a 167 average. No home runs, 5 runs batted in. So Nardoni finishes the day 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Coach Haley didn't want him to face him a third time. 1-2 the count now to Pacheco. There is action in the Beacons bullpen. That one's outside, 2-2 the count. And that is number 1, Brendan Ferrari. Here's the 2-2 from Dexter. In and high. The count runs full. Do have a feeling with that pitch count getting up there for Ross Dexter that this is going to be his last inning of work, whether it's in the middle of this inning or when the inning is over. That swung and fouled over the backstop and out of play. Count remains at 3-2. Endicott sitting at 2 runs right now with 4 hits. They do have an error. We've seen it. That is how the Beacons have gotten their runs. Capitalizing on those little mistakes. That's out towards center field. But Morrison is right there, only having to back up a couple of steps. He makes the play for out number 2. The pinch hitter Pacheco is retired. I'll bring back McDougal up. He's grounded out both times. Getting a little gust of wind here, starting to pick up a little bit. Strike 1. Again, game time temperature was 41 degrees. Winds were making it feel like the mid to high 30s. That gets in there for strike 2. Dexter, this would be the first 1-2-3 inning. Of course, we did say that when he had him in the top of the fourth. Then goals loaded first run. 1-2 now the count to the DH. Delivery, that popped foul and out of play. Over the backstop again. This will be pitch number 89 here for Dexter. And here it is. That one's ripped into right field. That is going to get down for a hit, and that will definitely be extra bases. McDougal going second. He's going to round and head for third. The throw in is cut off, and it's a 2-out triple for Danny McDougal. And again, just like how they tied the game up, was with a 2-out rally. See if Fran Martino can continue the rally here with 2 out. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. That one right in there, strike one. And we have seen it pretty much all game long. Dexter is good at getting those first 2 outs. The third one, though, is where it gets tricky. That gets in there. Late call there. Endicott not agreeing with that one. A little bit of a delay on that one for our home plate umpire, Ronaldo Cockrum. 0-2. Inside, having to lean out of the way for that one is Fran Martino. Pitch number 99 coming up here for Dexter. Will it be the last one of the inning? And foul ball. And umpire is saying he swung on that one. It did hit him. But the umpire is saying he swung at it, so it will go down as a strikeout. We've seen a lot of odd plays here. Seen hit by pitches, balks, swinging strikes that have hit. And the Beaks. Luckily, the 2-out triple does no damage for UMass Boston. And it will be still a 5-2 lead. And we have another pitching change here for the Gulls, and this is now going to be, we can confirm it now, Chris Jenkins. The righty will come up. Jenkins, I mentioned before, the sophomore righty, 6'1", 195 pounds from Mansfield, Mass. Comes into today. This will be his 9th game played, and we have a new catcher we should also mention. Trying to get a number on who's catching now. I believe that the catcher... I believe the catcher is John Mulready. Okay, so there's a lot to settle there, so we'll get you caught up in just a minute. But let's look at Chris Jenkins here in his 9th appearance for Endicott. He's 4-0 in his 21 innings pitched. He's got a 2.14 ERA. He struck out 22 batters and has only walked 3, so it's been a great year for the lanky right-hander. The Beaks will start it here with Metzdorf, Blake, and Palma due up here in the bottom of the 6th. Metzdorf is going to lead it off. He is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch his last time up. So the changes that we do have is Pacheco came in to hit for Nardoni. He'll go to second base. Wadkowski goes from second to first. And then the new catcher, as Metzdorf fouls it off, is John Mulready, number 27. Well, I hope you got all that because we're not going to repeat it twice. A lot of changes there in the field. High pop up into left center for Metzdorf, going over to get it. And calling it off is the left fielder, Notarangelo. He's got it for out number 1. Metzdorf now 0 for 3 in the game. Get Aiden Blake back up. Number 3 man who is 1 for 2. He got a single and a walk. Came around to score on that walk in the 3rd inning. Meanwhile, Endicott has used 4 pitchers here with Jenkins taking the mound. Out now 1-1 to the second baseman. And check swing. Did he go around? He did not. Appealed for our base umpire, Jeffrey Merzel. Jeffrey Merzel, Ronaldo Cockrum, also braving the elements out there. Out now 3-1. And again, just like the pitchers before him, no one on base. They're working in a hurry. Here's the 3-1. Like a 2-seamer there that's fouled off. Full count now. Here to Blake. And that is ripped right to the second base side there for Chico. He throws over. It's a wide throw. But a good play by the first baseman, Wadkowski, to keep his foot on the bag. Using that 6-1 frame to his advantage. Now the cleanup hitter, Palma, is up. He has struggled here today, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He goes first pitch swinging. That's into foul territory, but looks like that's going to get out of play. Again, 5-2 is our score here in the bottom of the 6th. Beacons last half inning grabbed 3 runs. After the goals were able to tie it at 2-2 in that previous half inning. Outside, even at 1-1. Mentioned it earlier, this will be the 3rd of 4 games in 3 days. For the Beaks, there'll be a non-conference game tomorrow at Roger William. That one down low, count 3-1. We've seen it all day long. Beacons, despite the quick pace that these pitchers are working with are working the count. Popped up into left field. Chasing it is Notarangelo. He's right at the line. He makes the play. And the side is retired. And wouldn't you know, that is the first 1-2-3 inning of this game for both teams. As we're through 6 innings, 5-2 is our score here between the Gulls and the Beacons. And surprisingly, Ross Dexter is coming back to the mound. He's going to start the 7th. Interesting strategy here. Dexter, who right there at triple digits in terms of pitches, got 99. So looks like they're going to work with Dexter. Meanwhile, Ferrari is still warming up in the bullpen. Been very quiet here. Looks like Mo ready. Say the game to hit. And this will be John Mulready, who will get it started for Endicott. Mulready, the junior, has a .316 average. 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. He got 25 hits in his 79 at-bat. Here's the first delivery from Dexter, is ball 1. So Barbieri, the catcher, comes out of the game 0 for 1 with a walk. And, down is Corliss. And I think the ball got contact of the ball, and I saw where he was motioning to, and I won't say where he's hurt right now. I think he's just going to try and shake it off. And you can see Aiden Blake went over to Dexter at the mound, and he kind of had a smile on there, being like, where to get him? And they both had a little chuckle at that one. So right after Corliss got hit, he kind of rolled around. See Corliss needing time. Well, Dexter, what a 100th pitch to be at. You can see there, give it a nice light shoulder tap. Dexter now sitting at 101 pitches here on the afternoon. Corliss just getting time to walk around, walk off that pain. That one is high for ball 2. All I'll say is that's why baseball players wear cups out there. Already set on the 2-1. He swings and pops it up towards shallow center. Morrison coming in on it. Got a late start, but he's able to track it down and make the play. For out number 1, he retires Mulready. Now the shortstop and the number 9 man, Laponis, back in. J. Laponis 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. And came into today, .265 hitter, 3 homers, 16 runs batted in. Full 6-game winning streak in a little bit of jeopardy, as that was a breaking ball that did not break for Dexter. Ball 1. That's ripped down the third base line, but foul, left of the bag. Now move to 1-1. Setting up again. And kind of a half swing there for Leponis. Like, decided not to swing, but it was too late. Went too far around on it, and now it's 1-2 the count. Meanwhile, Dexter, it's like he's got a new energy here as pitch count continues to grow. Grounded foul in front of the Endicott dugout. Might have to think, if Dexter can get a 1-2-3 inning here, could they let him go another inning? He is at over triple digits on pitches. That one just misses. Corliss tried to frame it. But the count does go to 2-2. That's grounded over to the third base side. Easy play there for Metzdorf. Throw over is in time, and there's out number 2. So 5-3 if you're doing it in your scorebook. And now we go back to the top of the order with Joseph Millar. Millar, who had a double his last time up. He's reached base all 3 times. He's 2 for 2. Single, a double, and a hit by pitch. Of course, Millar had one of back-to-back doubles that had tied the game back in the top of the 5th. And that one, he gets hit. That's the second time he's been hit. And it looked like it maybe got him on the calf. And that one just got away from Dexter. Sort of a good news, bad news thing. Millar reaches base for the 4th time today. Bad news, he's been hit for the 2nd time. Back to Notarangelo. And good block there by Corliss. On ball 1. Notarangelo was 1 of 2. He had that RBI double. Last time up in the top of the 5th. As I said, it tied the game at 2 at the moment before the Beat came back next half inning and put 3 on the board. That is ripped down to right field. Going back on it, and that is going to one-hop the wall and go over the wall for a ground root double. So what would have been a run, Millar has to stay over at third base, and that was for sure going to be an RBI. So the ground rule double, second straight double, second straight hit here for the Gulls. And again, it's 2 out on the hits, and it looks like Dexter's day might be done. And yep, they're going to call for the right-hander from the bullpen. But Dexter going the distance. And this should be Brendan Ferrari. And it is. Errand number 1. Killing time here. So first man out of the bullpen here for Endicott. What a game, though, by Dexter. Faced a little bit of damage, but for the most part was able to escape it. He'll go 6 2/3. Get to the numbers on Ferrari, the 5'8", 175-pound junior from Dunstable, Mass. This is Ferrari's 8th appearance of the season. He is 1-0. Got a 6.30 ERA in his 10-inning pitch. He's allowed 12 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, 6 walks, and 11 strikeouts. Teams are hitting .316 against him. So we'll see if Ferrari, he inherits two runners. Millar's over at third. Notarangelo's over at second. He's got the number 3-man Wadkowski due up. So, of course, they want to go righty here to get a righty v righty matchup. Meanwhile, Dexter comes out of the game at 111 pitches. As of right now, he's gone 6 of 2/3. He's given up the 2 runs, one of them earned. Allowed 6 hits, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So we'll see if Ferrari can keep his line right where it is. But as of right now, where things would stand, Dexter is the guy. He's going to get the decision. As of right now, he'd be on the hill for a win. And it would move his record to 2-1, should things stay the way they are. Again, we're seeing a 2-out rally here from Endicott. Not making things any easier. Of course, you got the number 3-man, Wadkowski. Entering today was a .426 hitter. This guy can do damage. Wadkowski, meanwhile, though, is 0 for 3 today. Looked at ball 1. Again, top of the 7th here. Beacon's up 3. The tying run is currently at the plate. 2-0 to Robbie Wadkowski. Ferrari to the set, 2-0. Gets in there for a strike. Wadkowski was taking all the way. Base hit could make it a 1-run game. Like they're giving this to Ferrari. That's fouled to the backstop. Count goes to 2-2. Seeing guys throw in the Beacons bullpen, but no real warm-up. So this is Ferrari's inning. Ferrari on the set, the 2-2. Here it is. Popped up over the backstop and out of play. Now remains at 2-2 for Wadkowski. They got started the scoring in the first, up 1-0. Beacons took the 2-1 lead in the third. 2-2 in the top of the 5th, then 5-2. In there for strike 3. Ferrari gets out of the inning and keeps this thing at a 3-run game as Wadkowski was absolutely frozen on that pitch. He moves to 0-4. So we're now in the middle of the 7th. It is 5-2 with the Beacons on top. While we're in the middle of the 7th and getting our stretching in, let's look at our schedule up ahead for this baseball team. As we mentioned, this is the 3rd game, and they'll play their 4th game in 3 days tomorrow at Roger Williams. That's a 3:31 pitch. Then it is a doubleheader this Saturday right here at Monin Park as they will play Salve Regina University. That'll start at noon, and then, of course, minutes following that, there will be game 2. Followed by another home game. They've got a nice little home stretch here, starting this Saturday against Plymouth State. That's a conference game, LEC game, that starts at 3. Then the next day is a non-conference game right here at Monin Park against Tufts. That'll be a night game right here under the light here at Monin Park. Very exciting time here for the baseball team. So Jenkins is going to return to the mound here for the Gulls here at the bottom of the 7th, still down 5-2. It'll be Zerilli Jr., followed by Corliss and Morrison. So Ross Dexter able to keep his line the way it is. He's on the bump for the win. 6 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Meanwhile, ball 1-2, Zerilli Jr. Zerilli, who singled and came around to score. Part of that rally back in the 5th. He's 1 for 2, walked in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, singled in the 5th. Now here in the 7th, he's got a 1-1 count. Check the swing, they appeal, and he did not go. Count goes 2-1. Yeah, no real heavy work in the bullpens right now. 2-1 to Zerilli Jr. Outside, 2-2 now the count. There is a little bit of drizzle out there. And that's a high drive into left field, going back on it, looking up, and it is out of here. Gianni Zerilli Jr. with a solo shot, giving the Beacon some insurance. It is now 6-2. UMass Boston. That was a shot out into left center. And that was absolutely launched. Here comes Corliss now. Try and get things going. That is the 2nd home run of the year for Zerilli. Corliss swings and misses for strike 1. That one's ripped out into right center, and that will be dove and caught. Unbelievable play out in center by Fran Martino. And you see Corliss with the tip of the helmet being, hey, good play there. So Corliss is robbed of a hit. One out in the inning. Bring him now, Joey Morrison. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. And Morrison shows bunt, but he fouls it back. Been showing that a lot of bunting here for the Beak. Haven't come through on it, though. They've all been fouled off. Again, now with the 4-run cushion, Gianni Zerilli Jr. with a blast out to left center. And you're seeing it on the lens. There is a little bit of rain out there. Forecast did say not much. Nothing much more than a couple of drizzles. Like too heavy. That it is going to get very warm tomorrow. Of course, that's why we say the game is in danger tomorrow. Heavy rains, but we're talking 60s and 70s for a couple of areas. Hope the baseball team can get that game in, but of course, if they didn't, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world with the schedule as tight as it's been. At the pop-up straight into the infield. Calling for it is the shortstop, Lepanis. He makes the play, and that's out number 2. I'll get Jimenez back up. Jimenez had the big hit in the 5th. Had the 2 RBI single. And he came in to pinch hit for Duco back at 5th. And he swung, and I think it hit him. So it'll be strike 1. Definitely leaned back, might have raised maybe his finger. Outside, count goes to 1-1. Jenkins delivery. Down low, count goes 2-1. Again, we'll say it again. Beacon's been able to work that count. That gets in there. Count goes to 2-2. Next half inning, it's 4, 5, and 6 for the Gulls. Try and get back in this game. That's chopped up the middle. Over again, that there is the bonus and a hop, and it could not be corralled by Wadkowski at first base. And that'll go down as an E6. Jimenez reaches. So Jimenez now reaches base the both times he's up. Justin Gavea last time up, the RBI double. Should actually say Gavea had the 2 RBI double. Jimenez had the RBI. Corliss had the RBI single. Throwback to first, not in time. And back in that bottom of the 5th. Corliss hit the RBI single, and Gavea the 2 RBI double. Got it at 5, and then Zerilli Jr. They blast out the left field for the homer. 1-1 now the count. Gavea 1-2 with a walk as well. By the way, this is a Beacons team, not really a home run hitting team. That's only their 5th home run of the season. And Zerilli has 2 of them. And the runner is going. Pitch is in there for a strike. The throw down, and Jimenez is out. Tagged him right on the back. And Gavea is going to have to wait for the 8th to get his at-bat. Jimenez is caught stealing, but it was an absolute blast from Gianni Zerilli Jr. that's got this game at a 6-2. Let's take a look again at that home run, as it was a bomb. Watch this pitch. Trying to figure out exactly where the location was. Looked like right down the middle of the plate and getting a good swing on it. And it was well out of here. And then watch the stolen base here. This was the opportunity for Jimenez on that one. Looked like he had a good jump. See, then Zerilli just heads to the dugout and explodes things. Here's the steal. Looked like it was a little bit of a late start. Maybe slipped a little bit. Of course, there was a little bit of drizzle, so it might be just a tad bit slick. So that last half inning, it goes 1 run, 1 hit, an error, and none left on base, obviously, with the caught stealing. We head to the top of the 8th. 6-2, the Beacons on top of the Gulls. Ferrari back on the mound. He was able to get that last out of the inning with 2 on at 2nd and 3rd. So here is Grabowski to get things started here in the 8th for Endicott. Grabowski is 1 for 3. He had a single, a strikeout, and a ground out. That one is outside for ball 1. That one's ripped down to right field. That is going to get down for a hit, and it'll be cut off by Guevara. So we'll hold Grabowski to a leadoff single. Now Pacheco will make his way back up. Pacheco came in for Nardoni back in the top of the sixth, and he flew out to center. So he's 0 for 1. That one's in there for strike one. Grabowski, meanwhile, he's got 4 stolen bases on the year, and he's yet to be caught. So Gulls might be aggressive here on the base path. Try and get back into this game. Not much time left. 1-1 the count here to Pacheco. Aiming to hit for Nardoni, who's been playing at second base. That's outside, and it gets to the backstop, and getting in there easily at second is Grabowski. That one was well outside. Go down as a wild pitch. Two and one the count. There is action in the Beacons bullpen. I believe it was Thomas Pierce that gets in there for a strike. Thomas Pierce, the right-hander, was warming up. Set the 2-2. And the delivery just outside. Ferrari in a little bit of a jam here. 3-2 to Pacheco. Runner Grabowski at second, and that's grounded foul toward the left side and out of play. Like the rain did stop just a little bit. High skies for now. Still, it's just been overcast pretty much all day long. Very cold temperatures. Definitely not feeling like the beginning of April. 3-2. Just misses for ball 4. As it, Borlis tried to frame it and catch the outside edge, but it's a walk for Pacheco. He gets the first. Grabowski stays at second, and now McDougal, who we know can do some damage as well, is due up with 2 on and no out. Again, last time up he had a triple. He unfortunately was stranded there when Ferrari came in. Break ball outside, ball 1. McDougal, along with that triple, has grounded out twice. 1 for 3 on the day. Into the day, a .393 hitter. Swings and misses. Looked like he was guessing fastball. Got the off-speed pitch, though. One and one the count. 2 on, no out. 6-2 lead for UMass Boston. That one gets in there for strike 2. Just catching that outside corner. And 2. Ferrari on the set. Here's the delivery. Down low. Count goes to 2-2. Tried to get him on a breaking ball. Ferrari on the 2-2. That's hit out into right field. Right on it, though, is Guevara. He makes the play. Tagging up is Grabowski. He is going to get in there at the third. Meanwhile, Pacheco retreats back to first, so that should go down as a sac fly for McDougal, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Good piece of hitting there to get it over to the opposite field for McDougal. And now timeout is called, and it looked like the lefty's coming in, so Ferrari's day is done after coming in relief of Dexter. Should be the lefty, Thomas Keir. This will be Thomas Kearse, the senior lefty, 5'11", 150 pounds from Cohasset, Mass. Righty is in. This will be the 3rd pitcher of the afternoon. Ferrari goes 2/3 of an inning. This is his line as of right now. He goes 2/3 of an inning. Gives up 1 hit. Walked none. And struck out 1. So Pierce, this is a save situation. They want to bring him in and get 5 outs in a 4-run game. Take a look at Pierce's numbers you're seeing. This is the 8th appearance for Pierce. He's got a 1.08 ERA. He's 3-1. 8 1/3 innings pitched. He's got 8 hits, 5 runs. Only 1 of them earned, though. 5 walks and 9 strikeouts. Teams are only hitting .250 against him. Here's the lefty. Try to shut things down. We mentioned it. Beeks coming off a doubleheader sweep at Western Connecticut yesterday. At Roger Williams tomorrow. They'd love to go in there with the win of the 7th-ranked national Endicott Gold. And this is a pinch hitter coming up, so it's not going to be Fran Martino. This is going to be Patrick Tevenin. Tevenin comes in for Fran Martino. He went 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. You got a runner at third. You got a runner at first. 1 out in the inning. Pierce's first pitch. Taken for a ball. Swing and a miss. 1-1 now the count. Is Mulready, who's sitting on deck right now, if the inning were to continue. Infielders are in double play depth. I think Pierce is going to try and induce a ground ball here. Two and one the count. Grabowski at third. Chico at first. Swing and a miss. Pitch down low. Count is even now at 2. Now timeout's going to get called. We're at the 2.5-hour mark of this game. Had first pitch at 3. A high pop-up. Again, Beacons with the 4-run lead. Have a little bit of a cushion. Of course, here, the Endicott team isn't ranked 7th in the nation for a reason. That's fouled off into the protective netting behind home plate. And they're going to stick with Pierce here. No one in the bullpen for the Beak. Pierce all the way. 2-2. Fouled off again. Really good plate discipline here from the pinch hitter, Tevenen. Patrick Tevenen, the graduate. South Weymouth, Mass. 6 feet, 200 pounds. And he ripped it out into center field. That might be deep enough. Morrison makes the catch. Here comes Grabowski, and no throw home. Another sac fly, and it's now a 3-run game. Gulls do get a run here. There's still a runner on, though. Pacheco is holding tight at first. Now you see the infield's going to shift over to the left. Got Zerilli Jr. and Metzdorf pretty deep on that left side. And over on the second base side, stop is made by Blake. Over and in time for the out. So it looked like some damage was going to be done, but only 1 run coming up for the Gulls. And they make it now a 6-3 game. So here in the bottom of the 8th, it's going to be 9, 1, and 2. We've got a new pitcher coming in. Will be the 5th pitcher of the afternoon. And I believe this is Pat Hart. Nope, I'm reading that wrong. This is number 25, Will Fox, making his way up. Junior righty. He's a lanky pitcher, 6'3", 200 pounds from West Hartford, Connecticut. So, 5th pitcher, I should say, for the Gulls. Parent is the pitcher who's got the decision right now. And we are getting some movement around in the field as well. Getting them official. So Tim Wang is coming into center field. He'll play there after Tevenen pinch hit for Fran Martino. And as mentioned here, we got the new pitcher, Will Fox, making his 7th appearance. Seventh appearance, he's 1-0 on the year with a 3.68 ERA. He's allowed 8 hits in 7 1/3, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. So they're going to have to get a shutdown inning here. Keep this thing within reach. Of course, the Beaks are going to be looking for some insurance. Bottom of the 8th here. Gulls got their runs in the 1st, in the 5th, and then in that last half inning, the 8th. So here's Guevara. He was in the middle of an at-bat last half inning, but Jimenez was caught stealing. So he gets to reset here. He'll go against Will Fox. And he looked at ball 1. Gavea is 1 for 3. He had that 2 RBI double back in the 6th. He's also walked and grounded out. That's a strike. 1-1 now to count. So again, Dexter right now is on the bump for the decision. That goes out to left center, and that is gonna go down for a hit, and it goes all the way to the wall. Guevara's gonna get his second double of the afternoon, as it was placed right in the middle of the left fielder Notarangelo and the center fielder Wang. And that was Notarangelo was a little bit shaken up on that dive. Now back to the top of the order with Farnese. So great day, almost the entire lineup right now. Farnese, though, you could say is that one caveat. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And, throw back, and did they get him? No! Oh, my. What an interesting play there. You had all of the infielders sort of swing around, and now Coach Haley's looking for an explanation. That was so close. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of play. You had the third baseman charge in the infield. You had the shortstop move over to third, and the second baseman went over to cover. First pitch is fouled to the backstop. Very, very unique. I'm still stunned at how it looked. I mean, that would have been a highlight reel play if that wasn't out. Now you know for sure Guevara is going to be extra cautious there on the base path. 1-1 the count to Farnese. Mentioned he's got the unlucky hat trick right now. 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. He did reach in the first inning on a leadoff walk, so it's not been an entirely bad day for him. Bang and a miss. 1-2 the count. Etzdorf is awaiting on deck. That one fouled off, out of play. Again, Fox is the 5th pitcher for Endicott today. They got a really deep team. And Jade Hernandez. On graphic, you got Maria Spilios and Gina Albano. And over at the replay center, Ali Albano. Until then, we'll sign off. My name is Joe Braverman. Final score here, the Beacons beat the Gulls 9-3 here from Monon Park. You have been watching Beacons Baseball on the Beacons Broadcast Network, presented by LEC TV.